COVID-19 resurgence, silent deaths and government cover-up. In major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, the specter of COVID-19 has returned with unprecedented ferocity. According to sources on Douyin and X, infection and death rates have skyrocketed since April 2025, overwhelming hospitals. A leaked video from a doctor at the People's Hospital in Xindai City, Harbin, revealed, "Our emergency rooms are overflowing with COVID patients. Many die before they can be tested, but we're ordered to label them as pneumonia or flu." A Douyin user warned, "One person falls ill, the whole family suffers." The virus never left, despite what the government claims. Official figures from China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, are widely suspected of concealing the true scale of the crisis. An ex-blogger disclosed, in a small county in Hebei with less than 300,000 people, the funeral home's 15 parlors were fully booked in a single day. In Xi'an, coffin prices have tripled, from 4,000 to 12,000 yuan, approximately $555.00 $1,666.00 USD. Due to severe shortages, coffin factories in Xi'an are operating at full capacity but still cannot meet demand. A worker there shared, "We work day and night, but the death toll is rising too fast, from children to middle-aged adults." The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, faces accusations of deliberately hiding the truth. Since late 2022, widespread COVID-19 testing has been halted, and deaths are routinely classified as common flu or cardiovascular disease. A report from Third Eye cited Li Hongzhi, founder of Falun Gong, estimating that over 400 million Chinese have died from COVID-19 since the pandemic began. Though unverified, this figure has sparked outrage on social media. An ex-user wrote, "They claim the virus is gone, but every day I see people collapsing on the streets. This is the government's betrayal." Shenzhen. From jewel of prosperity to ghost city. Shenzhen, once a symbol of China's prosperity, is now a shadow of its former self. Streets that once buzzed with life are eerily quiet, lined with shuttered shops and for rent signs sprouting like weeds. A coffee shop owner in Shenzhen shared, "It took me 6 years to save 400,000 yuan, but in just 4 months it was gone." Yongcheng Shopping Center, once a thriving hub, now sees only a handful of visitors. Gulanggu Island, once celebrated as a poetic paradise, resembles a ghost town with empty storefronts and a dying night market. Shenzhen's economic collapse mirrors broader crises in Fujian province and across China. Small and medium-sized enterprises, the city's backbone, are going bankrupt en masse. A car wash owner in Tongren lamented, "I slashed prices and used the cheapest products, but I still have no customers." Shenzhen is losing its vitality. The real estate market has also plummeted, with apartments once renting for 3,000 to 4,000 yuan per month now standing empty. Abandoned luxury villas, overrun with weeds, paint a surreal picture in a city that once embodied the dreams of millions. Shanghai, the epicenter of despair. In Shanghai, the situation is even bleaker. A vlogger named Xiao Fa described the scene at a shopping mall in Luyazui. An entire floor once packed with people is now filled with "for lease" signs and locked shutters. Elevators are out of service, and restaurants survive only on online orders. The city's vibrant food scene is on its last legs. A hot pot restaurant owner shared, "On Valentine's Day, May 20, we should have been packed, but we couldn't even use up our prepped ingredients. There are fewer customers than on a regular day." Shanghai's job market is equally brutal. A man in his 50s, despite being healthy, was rejected for a manual labor job because he was too old. A young job seeker recounted, "Headhunters told me I'd need to accept a 35% pay cut to even have a chance." Unemployment is soaring, with 12 million college graduates set to enter the job market in June 2025, intensifying competition. Office vacancy rates in Lujiazhu and Beijing have hit 55%, the highest in a decade. The story of a man from Nantong, Jiangsu, at Shanghai's train station underscores the city's harsh reality. sleeping outside a restaurant and scavenging through trash for food, he shared. Sometimes I find a bottle of water, but I have to check carefully. It might be a child's urine. Such stories are no longer rare, as millions fall into desperation in China's economic capital. Protests erupt, the fire of resistance. Public discontent is no longer confined to grumbling. In Sichuan, over 100 residents of Taiyuan Village, Dupu District, blocked a major road on May 18 to protest toxic emissions from nearby chemical plants. They built barricades with bicycles and wooden planks, holding signs that read, "Give us back our blue skies, we just want to live." Footage from Xinhua TV showed riot police brutally suppressing the protest, beating elderly residents and arresting many, a villager pleaded. "We don't want trouble, we have no other choice." In Wuhan, a shooting on the evening of May 18 in Jiaoku District shook the nation. A viral video on X showed a gunman killing 2 police officers at an outdoor barbecue. Some sources called it the first shot in a call to overthrow the CCP, evoking memories of the Wuchang uprising that toppled the Qing dynasty. Commentator Su Zhao remarked, "The CCP fears an armed populace because they know resentment has been simmering for too long. One cry of 'down with the CCP,' and the crowd will follow." Protests are not limited to Sichuan or Wuhan. According to Freedom House's China Dissent Monitor, 2024 saw participation from diverse groups: workers, farmers, students, religious followers, and even Tibetans and Mongols. Discontent has spread, becoming a volcano ready to erupt, threatening the regime's survival. Tofu projects. A shame on heritage and the people. The crisis extends beyond disease and economics. On May 19, the tiled roof of the 600-year-old Fengyang Drum Tower in Anhui Province collapsed. Viral footage showed tiles cascading like a waterfall, enveloped in clouds of dust. The tower, renovated in 2024 for 3.4 million yuan, fell apart in less than a year. A resident fumed. "This tower stood for centuries, but after one renovation it's gone. How does fixing it make it worse?" This incident is one of many Tofu projects across China. At Shenyang's airport, the newly opened Terminal 5 flooded after a storm. In Chongqing, a zoo tunnel leaked like a waterfall just 3 years after construction. An industry insider revealed, "Construction schedules are rushed, materials are substandard, and no one checks properly. We want to do good work, but leaders care only about appearances and speed." These projects are not just a waste of public funds, but an insult to China's cultural heritage and the people's trust. A vlogger asked, "If they'll cut corners on our ancestors' legacy, what won't they do for money?" Electric vehicle graveyards. A symbol of misguided investment. China's once proud electric vehicle (EV) industry has become a symbol of failure. Thousands of EV graveyards dot the country, filled with billions of dollars worth of abandoned vehicles. A blogger described, over 200 brand-new Huawei E5s, priced at just 30,000 yuan each, are essentially scrap. Manufacturers like Neta Auto have gone bankrupt, leaving vehicles without software support, scarce spare parts, and repair costs exceeding their value. The root cause lies in a government-fueled EV boom, with massive subsidies and reckless investment. Between 2014 and 2019, over 60 EV companies emerged, but only 8 remain, many teetering on the edge of collapse. Consumers bear the consequences: devalued vehicles, impossible repairs, and insurance refusals. Internationally, Chinese EVs pile up in European ports, straining global markets. The elite exodus. Abandoned mansions. In Beijing, the Vancouver Forest Villa Complex, a symbol of wealth, is now a ghost city of the elite. Mansions worth 15-25 million yuan sit abandoned, overgrown with weeds and covered in mold. According to Henley and Partners, 15,200 millionaires left China in 2024, taking vast wealth with them. A blogger noted, "The wealthy born in the 2907s left long ago. Those who remain are sliding downward, unable to reach the top." This exodus is not just economic but a sign of lost faith in the CCP. Harsh pandemic controls and economic instability have driven the elite to flee, leaving empty mansions as evidence of a shattered dream. A restless psyche, a spreading sense of meaninglessness. Economic decline and oppressive social controls have fueled mental health crises. A 2023-22024 mental health report identified anxiety, depression, and a sense of meaninglessness as top issues. Mental health searches on Baidu have risen 35% annually, while random killings and acts of social revenge are increasingly common, a former media worker shared. You study hard, only to end up in meaningless jobs managed by corrupt bosses. This kills the hopes of the young. A Chinese student in the U.S. told Epoch Times, "China is no longer a place to live or raise a family. If you can, leave now. With Xi Jinping ruling for life, things will only worsen over the next 2 decades." A nation on the brink. China in 2025 is a grim tableau. A resurgent COVID-19 pandemic pushing citizens into crisis. A collapsing economy with cities like Shenzhen and Shanghai losing their vibrancy. Tofu projects and EV graveyards exposing corruption and mismanagement. The wealthy fleeing, leaving behind ghost mansions. And a populace from rural villages to urban centers rising in protest. The CCP, with its heavy censorship and brutal crackdowns, cannot hide the truth forever. The flames of discontent are rising, raising the question, is this the beginning of the end for the regime? We urge you to share this story, leave your comments, and subscribe to China Undercover for continued unfiltered insights into China. The truth is our greatest weapon, and we need you to keep this flame alive. Thank you for joining us in uncovering the reality.